I have like the world's best husband. He will do anything for our family. I knew how much I always loved him. Like I literally told him 3 weeks after we started dating that I was going to marry him.
I wanted to spend more time doing the things I was doing here, and it couldn't have worked out any better that at just the right time, we sold the campground, and 2 months later, we were moving into the building.
If you would have asked me what I was going to do for the rest of my life, I was going to be a teacher. I feel so blessed to be working for Moss Brook Church.
I think there's a difference between believing in God and actually pursuing and having a relationship with Him.
My kids always hear me say how much I love Andrew. I think that's really important in today's world that they see a strong relationship because they're so far and few between these days.
I learned how to process grief. It's not a one and done thing.
That's what? I keep forgetting. Is that June?
15th. Monday, June 15th.
I'll have to let Dad know.
Who?
Make sure we're not booking that. Yeah, I'll make sure we're all good there.
Dan?
Dad.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah. Not Dan.
Where are you gonna go?
His name's
What are you
Tim.
thinking?
Yes, his name.
His dad is Tim? Pastor Tim?
PT.
Yeah.
PT, okay.
Yeah.
I got that now.
You got it now.
Got it. Parables of love from Jesus above. That's the theme. Get your outfits ready.
Oh no. Are we having assigned outfits?
I don't.
Inflatables this year.
Inflatables?
I looked. I did look.
I'm
Yep.
in.
I did look.
We'll make it work.
Big inflatable hearts.
Oh, yes, please. I have so many people I think we should put in those.
That's what's
Oh, no.
coming.
Yeah, that's an idea. Is it happening or have
I
we
have to
canned
find.
it?
I did look. I haven't like added them to the Amazon list, but I would like it to work if we could.
That would be good. What part of the VBS would that be
That'd be
associated with?
your part, the band.
On stage. Like T-Rex arms.
Oh man,
Oh shoot.
it would be fun. It would
Yes,
be
that's
good.
your part. I'll clarify.
All
That
right.
was for you.
Just for me.
Yeah.
Just for me.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
good. Now I gotta ask you, what was this morning? What was happening this morning?
I had a later start this morning because we were invited to go to Paris Elementary School
Okay.
later on this afternoon and evening for an engagement event. So I had a later start. I walked this morning. I did all my house things this morning. Came in to do this, and then we have treehouse, and then I
yeah.
get to go off to Paris Elementary for a little while. So I'm really excited to connect with some new families. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's good. Jessica, what you had this morning?
What did I have this morning? Well, I try to get up pretty early in the morning. So I was up at 5 having some quiet time. And then I got on a walk, made some breakfast. Ernie joined me on my walk this morning
That's nice.
and for breakfast.
That is very
Yeah,
nice.
so it was nice. Yeah. Didn't get much accomplished when I got here this morning, which sometimes happens. Sometimes it's more conversation.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's relational.
it is relational. Yeah.
We need that.
And I got information that I need to do stuff with.
Mhm.
So that was helpful. So I got things done. It just wasn't on the list of
Wasn't
things to get done.
on
Yeah.
the list.
Yes.
Now I know the people are gonna want to know, how did you get to this point of working in the church and kind of taking care of like literally all the scheduling for the building, because it's booked all the time. You guys keep that all straight, which is incredible. So I want to go back for both of you to understand where you grew up, what that environment was like for you, and yeah, just some of those, I guess, key moments as you grew up.
I grew up just probably a mile down the road, actually. It was myself, my younger brother, my mom and dad, and then I have my older brother, who Jessica's married to, and my older sister. And they lived with their mom most of the time.
Hmm.
So there's four of us, but there was just two kids most of the time in the house. I had a really nice childhood. We were outside a lot. We had friends over a lot. We ended up starting going to church down the road when I was in first grade. And I can specifically remember that because I had to wear the same dress every weekend.
Hmm.
Like it was like the best dress and I loved it. So that was first grade. It wasn't until sometime in middle school where I accepted Christ as my savior. I can remember it just like it was yesterday. I was with my really good friend Tara at the time. And we went through that process together, which is really, really, I don't know, just fundamental, I feel like.
Mm,
Um, in middle school, I started attending Moss Brook Church when it was in a basement.
mm,
And I can remember thinking, what in the world is my dad bringing me to? We're in the basement and he thinks this is going to be like a church? Like
mm,
it is a church? I don't understand this. And here we are 20 years later, and now I'm working for Moss Brook Church. So I I still can't believe like the memories like of like traveling up through the basement and then maybe to the firehouse, to the high school, to the movie theater, to the tent. I don't even the greenhouses. Like I feel like I think I went through every single stage with Moss
mm,
Brook Church. I know I'm probably forgetting some. Um, and I feel so blessed to be working for Moss Brook Church. I don't know what to say about how I ended up working here other than it was a God thing. It
mm,
was never truly on my radar. If you would have asked me what I was going to do for the rest of my life, I was going to be a teacher.
mm,
Um, in my first grade journal that I still have, I wrote down that I wanted to be a teacher, and that's literally what I always wanted to be, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I always wanted to be a teacher. Um, I really enjoy being around kids, and I personally like having my summers off.
mm,
So that was really enticing about the teaching field. Actually, I had a job that I really, really enjoyed working at the tech school. I taught early childhood education for 7 years, and I love that job. My plan was to retire at that job.
mm,
And then some things came up in the district that I just morally didn't agree with.
mm,
And so that was a turning point for me. I just felt like I couldn't work for an organization that it directly went against my morals.
yeah.
At the same time, as the whole marigamarow was going on with the district, Tim and Mike, Pastor Tim and Pastor Mike asked me or myself and Andrew, my husband, to come in and just chat. So I had no clue what this was about. I was thinking, it was going to be to see if I would be interested in taking the children's ministry back over
Yep.
because I helped out with children's ministry for a while. And then we had twins, and I had to just
Yeah.
take a break for a couple of years. And at that point, having twins and our two older kids was a lot. I didn't think I could put in the hours and the energy needed to run a program on a volunteer basis. Little did I know they were asking to see if I would be interested in employment. And I basically knew as soon as I walked out the door and I looked at Andrew and we got in his truck, I was like, we is this a thing? Is this going to be a thing? He's like, yeah, like go for it.
Mm,
So we had a couple more conversations other than that. One initial like 30-second conversation when we hopped in the truck, but um, I didn't really see this turning into a full-time job, but here I am, and it is definitely a full-time job. But it's a lovely job. I love serving the Lord. I love talking to kids about having a savior. I love just the family relationships. I love the friendships that I've gained. There's just so many different parts that I really love about everyday life and being here in this building
mm.
every day.
Jessica, how's your story kind of come up to being working at Mossbrook?
I grew up in Oxford Hills. My parents were divorced
Mm,
and had remarried. I have a sister and a brother who has passed away.
mm,
And then I had a stepsister and two stepbrothers. And my dad and my stepmom adopted a boy at one point. That's definitely shaped my childhood in some ways.
mm,
I didn't know anything was different Having parents that weren't together, that's all I ever knew. I was very close with my stepmom. She was a very good woman. Um, she grew up Catholic. We didn't practice
Mm.
any sort of faith in our home, um, at either home.
Mm.
We didn't. Nobody really knew the Lord. At Christmas times, there was some things that came out that represented Jesus. So there was always this curiosity to me. Um, it wasn't probably until I was a little bit older. My mom reached out to a program called Big Brothers Big Sisters,
Okay.
and I was matched with a big. Her name's Jeanette, and she had a really big impact on my life. Really, she was the first person. She was also Catholic, and so I did attend the Catholic Church here in Norway a couple of times, and just kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
okay, who is Jesus? What does this mean? That was really my first introduction. Um, and I think I was about probably late elementary school,
Yep.
early middle school, where I feel like I accepted the Lord as my Savior, but I never had any relationship with Him. I didn't know Him. I
Mm.
had an old Bible from my great grandmother that was in my hope chest. I don't know if anyone knows what a hope chest is, but it's something that you get and you put things in it for one day when you leave your home, like blankets and dishes and things like that. So there was an old Bible, old King James Bible, and
Mm.
every once in a while I'd open it and I'd be like, I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah.
I'm reading and I have no clue. And of course, all the wording was very hard to understand.
Mm.
I met Ernie, Andrea's brother, in high school, and we dated and went off to college and started a life together and got married. Um, had two kids. Um, we didn't still did not have a relationship with the Lord.
Mm.
There was definitely times when we would go to the Baptist church, and then a couple of times we would attend Moss Brook Church, invited by family. Um, Ernie's mom, Jane, and his dad, Ernie, would invite us to come to church on Mother's Day or Father's Day. They'd want us to be there. So we would come and always enjoyed the music and the message. But again, still hadn't made a commitment to say, like, okay, we're gonna learn more about who the Lord is. We're
Mm.
gonna accept Him. We're gonna make Him the center of our life and make this commitment. Um, up until we had a family friend who had passed away, um, and we attended his celebration of life. It was our niece's grandfather,
Mm.
and the way everyone spoke about him, um, and what we knew of him, our relationship with him as well, was always he always took the time. Like, it was always this people first mentality. He always, whatever he was doing, he would put it down and sit down and have a conversation with you. And it was always focused on you and how you were doing and what's going on in your life. And um, I don't recall him sharing the gospel with us at any point necessarily, but I know from his celebration of life, he did share it with other people.
Mm.
Um, and of course, his family as well. Um, we left there, and I remember Ernie saying to me, I think it's time we really make a commitment and we start figuring out what this is. Like,
Mm.
I'm ready for a change.
Yeah.
And I had been kind of waiting for him to be there as well, because every so often I would be like, let's go to church. Let's go to church and go out to breakfast and let's catch up with family. And he was kind of like, you can go to church. I'm not
Mm.
really all that interested in going this weekend, because he was running a full-time business
Yeah.
and we had Saturday and Sunday were our only family days, and
Mm.
you just wanted to relax and enjoy the weekend. And it seemed like a lot to go out and spend the morning when you could just sleep in and take it easy. That's probably more my opinion than Ari's opinion. At that point, we said, all right, we started coming back to Moss Brook, and Ernie might have called Mike before we came back that Sunday. I don't remember if we had come back that Sunday, but I remember him calling Pastor Mike and saying, hey, you got any time? do you have any time to sit down with Jess and I and just kind of go through
Mm.
a few things? Like, we have some questions. And
Yeah.
Mike said, what do you got this week? I'm open.
Yep.
Like, not even a question, was willing to cancel whatever was on his calendar
Mm.
to come and meet with us. And we sat down at our dining room table, I think the next night, and just kind of asked just the most basic questions. We had no idea. We had no basis of faith. We didn't,
Yeah.
I think, I don't even know if we had a Bible at that point.
Hmm.
So he's, I think even the basic of, I remember one of us asking, I don't know if it was Ernie or I, what does it mean, like books and chapters and verses in the Bible? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? How is that broken down? And so that's how basic. And we started meeting with Mike and Melody once a week. We went through the book The Stranger on the way to Emmaus,
Mm.
and then we started reading the Gospel of John, and that really just started us off in, like, okay, this is for real.
Mm.
Like you when you read the Gospels, your eyes are really open to who Jesus is
Mm.
and how much he cares for you and cares for humanity and cares for people who are lost. And um like it and I feel like every step of the way, in the highs and the lows, like, God's just revealed himself more and more um as we continue this life journey.
Mm.
um a year after that, Ernie's mom passed away,
Mm.
and that was a real testament of faith. Like, I feel like I remember God saying, like, are you going to trust me in this?
Mm.
Like, I know this is hard. And it was hard. It was hard to walk through that season.
Mm.
It's hard to lose a mother-in-law, but it's hard to watch your husband lose his mom.
Mm.
But God was faithful, and we kept going. In 2017, my husband is a visionary and always has ideas and is always thinking ahead. Um, and he had always wanted to purchase a campground.
Mm.
So we became in the market for a campground after some prayer. And we're just like, okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I was working at Hebron Academy at the time. Connor was a student there. I thought that's where I would be. Like you had said about being a teacher. I enjoyed it. The people were great. But we purchased the campground in Biddeford. It was at the right price point for us. It was manageable,
Mm.
which we liked. Again, we had two relatively small children. I think Connor was in 6th or 7th grade.
6, 7.
I know. After
This
it
is
came out of my
bad
mouth,
that
I
you
couldn't
guys are
help it.
catching this.
I couldn't help it.
Oh man.
I know. I was waiting for it.
No.
Jesse, you didn't even do it. I was kind of disappointed. I set that up for you.
I gotta be good.
Yeah. I think probably at that time he was in 6th going into 7th,
Sure.
because we bought it in July. And then Anna would have been probably kindergarten or 1st grade.
Okay.
We went through the rest of that season.
Yeah.
And I remember in September, it finally started to calm down at the campground. Things felt a little more manageable. We were running back and forth, dropping the kids off to school and then running down to the campground to work,
Hmm.
which is about an hour and 10-minute commute.
Hmm.
And I remember I was in the office at the campground, and Pastor Mike called.
Yep.
And he said, I know you've kind of had a change in your career, and Tim and I have been talking and just wondering if this is something that you might be interested in, coming in and doing some administrative things. I know that's
Yeah.
been part of your past, which it has. I'm pretty well versed in office management and administrative assistant stuff. And I said, well, how often? And it was Monday and Wednesdays at first,
Yep.
in the mornings. And I prayed about it. Felt like I'm not a person to just sit around all winter while the kids were still enrolled in school at the time. They were still in public school. And I said, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
I'll come in and start trying to get things organized. And start communicating with people. And I think at that time, everything was on an Excel spreadsheet. I don't even know how many members we had at that time.
Hmm.
Mike and I sat down and he transferred all of his contacts to me on my iPhone. So
Hmm.
uploading everybody's contacts into my iPhone. And yeah, we started, we have a database now and
Yeah.
we have all these small groups that are happening and we keep track of. And
Yeah.
yeah, registering for events online. And yeah,
Hmm.
it's been a whole calendar.
Massive
Yeah.
calendar.
It was really cool when, I wanted to spend more time doing the things I was doing here and investing more
Yeah.
because I could see where we were going. And it couldn't have worked out any better that at just the right time, we sold the campground.
Hmm.
And 2 months later, we were moving into the building. 3 months later, we were moving into the building.
Hmm.
And at that time, it was like, I need to be here more. So
Yeah.
I increased my time here, which is great.
Hmm.
And have a great team. We have a great team. We really do.
Now, I do want to know, when did faith become real for both of you? I know there's probably a specific moment, and there might have not have been. I've had a few conversations with people who it was more of a gradual thing,
Mm.
but was there a specific moment that you can remember where it's like, wow, there's something bigger than me. There's something more than just what we see here on earth.
Yeah, it was a moment for me. Um, I the birth of our first son.
Hmm.
The whole process of growing a baby and then you grow a healthy baby and then all of a sudden you have a baby in your arms. Like there's no other way to describe that other than it has to be a miracle from God.
Hmm.
And I truly believe every single baby is a miracle from God. And until you're holding your own baby, that's when I realized how much God truly loves me. Because if I love this little baby so much, and I know God loves me so much more than I love this little guy, like
Hmm.
it just that's was my moment when I had Grayson. And I feel like that moment like always hits like every time like you have another child. It's like, wow, like here's another little miracle. And oh look, now here's two little miracles. And then don't even get me down the road of having twins. When you think about miracles, doctors still cannot explain why identical twins happen. Like, yes, we know like
Right.
the egg splits, like we get that, but like why the egg splits at just the right time, like that is
Yeah.
another miracle right there, that it's not split even just a couple of days later or a couple of days earlier, because then that's a whole nother road. But the fact that I had two healthy babies and I was able to grow two healthy babies um, is just a whole
Hmm.
another miracle that I like watched it right in front of my eyes. And so now I get to spend these days and these years like raising these boys. Um, and yes, it can be challenging raising four boys. Like
Hmm.
they are wild, feral, outside voice. So yeah, it could definitely be challenging. But at the end of the day, we have to remember this is our responsibility right now, and we have to guide them just as the Lord guides us, just as He's our shepherd. And so, yeah, for me, it would definitely be every round of having kids was
Hmm.
just like in my eyes, boom, this is definitely real.
Hmm.
So,
The days are short, but the days are long, but the years are short.
There we go.
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How
Hmm.
about you?
Yeah.
Who's running this interview
I told
anyway?
you this script was going to be flipped.
It's
They
gonna be
didn't believe
flipped.
me. Sorry.
We
Go
gotta, we
Well,
gotta
ahead.
he's
keep you
messing
on
with
track
you.
here, Andrea. I don't know what we're gonna
You're doing a
do.
great job, Andrea. Keep going. I guess for me, it was a little different. I definitely have seen like things started happening in the world, and my eyes were opened a little bit more. Like there's gotta be something else,
Mm.
like more in the negative aspect. I know something that really hit me hard was when Sandy Hook happened. Connor, well, and Talia, you were also probably in about first grade. Um, and that was the age of these children who were murdered,
Mm,
and that was tough.
mm,
And I remember um, that was really before we even started regularly coming to Moss Brook and really like making, Jesus the center of our lives, that had happened. And I remember just crying out to God, like, I don't understand.
mm,
Like, why are these things happening? Why is there this evil that's in the world? Um, and I do remember saying to Ernie, like, I've got to go to church this weekend. Like, I have to be there. I need a message. I need to sing. And
mm,
I think really that situation really kind of pushed me a little bit more. And I think at that point I was really feeling God's presence to make him more important in my life. Like,
mm,
he's always kind of just been I think there's a difference between believing, there is a difference, believing in God and actually pursuing and having a relationship with him.
mm,
In a relationship, you trust that person. And that's what God was working on in me at that time,
mm,
is just learning to trust him, knowing more about him.
mm.
So, yeah, I'd say situations like that were happening.
Okay. I got. How did you guys, the two of you, meet? I also want to know what were your first thoughts of each other. I need
Yes,
complete
this is
honesty
great.
here. Okay.
Do you want to go first?
And I'm assuming,
Yeah.
yeah, was it
Okay.
was something with Ernie
So,
and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
okay.
don't Oh,
It would be hard for you to remember. You would have
yeah.
been
So, well,
7
how
or
old
8.
Oh wow.
I do not remember my life without Jessica in it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Is that a
I'm
good thing?
That's gonna make me cry.
I really don't know. I was probably 7.
Mhm.
Because you guys were 17 when you started dating.
Wow.
Well, I was 15 initially. Uh, and then I was like, nah, I don't want a boyfriend right now. I
Yes.
wasn't very serious in high school. So 16, we really started
Mm.
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah. I just know that I don't remember an Ernie without a Jessica. Um, so I can't tell you about our first moment because I really don't have it in my memory.
Hmm.
She's always been around.
I have a much better memory than Andrea because I was much
Yep.
older. What am I? I'm about 10 years older than you. It would have been Ernie's senior prom.
Okay.
And I was a sophomore. And we went up to your dad's house to have
I can
pictures.
actually remember this.
And I had like a black dress.
Yep.
And you were just like you are now, like all smiles, all happy, like just chatting my ear off. And you like wanted to sit in my lap. And we were having pictures done. And I just remember you saying, because it was your dad had the trailer at
Yeah.
that point,
And the old red truck.
and the old
probably.
red truck.
Yep.
And you just like Ernie came and he opened the door for me, and I got in, and you were just like waving your little arm off, you and Michael. But yeah, and she hasn't really changed. She's still very smiley and happy.
I'm still that 7-year-old girl.
And you have like the biggest heart, and
Thank you.
I adore you.
Hmm.
She's the best.
Have you guys always kind of stayed like and hung out every once in a while, stayed to kind of grow a relationship, or has it been more recently with here at Moss Brook that you guys have developed more of a relationship?
I feel like we've always had a relationship. Like my side of the family is fairly close, I think, compared to a lot of families. It's hard
Okay.
for me to say because I just
Yeah.
don't know any different. I think we're decently close. Um, so we've always just been around.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially when her kids were little, because I didn't have any kids and I loved hanging out with all of my nieces and
That's good. You
nephews.
would have been 13.
So occasionally the kids would all come over to our house and they'd have like some sleepovers or just come over for a couple of hours and stuff. So I love that. And those are still some of my favorite memories is like when all of my nieces and nephews were little. I think that working here together the last like 2 or 3 years or something, has brought out a different part of our relationship. Like, we never had, like, a working
Yeah.
Yeah.
relationship, so that's different. Thankfully, we can work well
Yeah,
together
we do
too.
work well
Yes, we
together.
do.
Yes.
Sometimes when Jessica tries to ignore me, I just knock on the wall
Yeah.
so she can't get rid of me.
There's no ignoring her. Let's be
Yeah.
honest
Well,
here.
we wanted a window that we could open up between the two offices, but
Okay.
it never got put in. So
It's
now we
probably
just have to
good.
knock. No, I think we've always been pretty decently
Yeah.
close, in my opinion.
Yeah, I even remember, in like your late teen years, probably, you coming over and you stayed for a night or two with Connor and Anna.
When you were in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
it was
more
more
than
than
a
a night
night
or two.
too.
You're
Oh,
right.
that
It
was more
was.
than a night.
It
You were on a
was.
whole full-on
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah, I think you might
And
be
Anna
right.
did not like going to bed.
No.
And Anna also liked to say the word why. Why?
Used to?
Why? I can just remember this little like 3-year-old blonde curly haired girl in the back of my black Volkswagen Jetta. And she's like, Auntie, why? 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 It didn't matter the answer I had. She was just curious about the world. And that's just a fond memory I have. I think you guys were in Florida at
Yeah.
that time. But yeah, nope. But now, like, the tables have turned, and
Yep.
Andrew and I just went on vacation, and
And
they
I
just
had the
had
kids.
our kids for what,
Hmm.
4 nights or
Yeah,
5 nights?
4 nights.
4 or 5 nights.
Yep.
So yeah, the
It
tables have
really
definitely
worked out
turned.
well.
It has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
We didn't have kids at the same time, so we weren't overwhelming one
Yep.
another when we wanted to get away,
Yep.
which was good.
Yep.
And now the great thing is as our kids were starting to grow up and we're out of that baby phase, then you have like Andrew getting married and having their own children. So it
Mm.
was almost like being able to experience that and actually enjoy it. Um, me and my sister and brother, and then Jenny, um, all had kids around the same time. So you're busy with your own stuff.
Mm.
But when your kids came, Chad, Steven's kids, um, it's like you get to be.
You have a little bit more time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm. This leads me right into what is one of the best things that you've kind of either learned or gone through having a family, and one thing that was really tough and that you had to grow to be able to get through it.
I don't know if I have a best moment because Justin, stop this. Darn. Ugh. Where are the tissues? Dang.
If you need some, I can go get some.
I have like the world's best husband. He will do anything for our family, like
Mm.
anything. I knew how much I always loved him. Like, I literally told him 3 weeks after we started dating that I was gonna marry him,
Mm.
and that is not a joke. We were in Conehead's parking lot because I used to work at Conehead, and, I think he was either dropping me off from my work shift or he came to meet me before I started the shift, and I literally like, told him, I was like, "I'm gonna marry you someday," and I ran into work, and I was totally not joking. He thought I was joking, but I definitely wasn't. My 2 really good friends, Tarsha and Tara, definitely knew I wasn't joking
Mm.
because, um, if I want something, I'm gonna try my best to have whatever it is that I want,
Mm.
and I'm gonna work at it, and so I basically never let him leave. But no, he is just such a gentleman, and he's such a good husband, such a good father. I literally daily, and I'm not even kidding, daily, I think about how I do not know how we um were raised like 3 or 4 miles down the road from each other our
Mm.
entire lives, and we ended up together. There were a couple of different roads I probably could have taken. There were different roads he could have taken, but somehow we ended up together. And it's just because of God. That's
Mm.
the only way we ended up together. And just there's been some pretty scary times in my life, like 2 times where I really almost died giving birth.
Mm.
And just him, like, not only is he a new dad of a new kid or 2 kids at once, but he's also caring nonstop for his wife who desperately needs his care.
Mm.
And how he ever managed all of that, I don't know, but it's like those moments in life that you will never ever forget because you knew I knew how much I needed his physical help, and he never let me down. And by the grace of God did we end up together. And I just think it's really important that I take care of him and then in turn he takes care of me and
Mm.
we can work together to raise our kids. My kids always hear me say how much I love Andrew. And I think that's really important in today's world that they see a strong relationship because um, they're so far and few between
Mhm.
these days. Um, and I think that's because we have God at the center of our entire family.
Mm.
I don't think you can have what Andrew and I have without God being like at the very center.
Mm.
I don't see how it's possible. Um, so yeah, I really am just beyond blessed with Andrew. Um, and like I said, it's something that I thank God for daily.
Mm.
The worst part, growing experience, I would say that like just all the different roles we've taken on in the
Mm.
last like I think we got married in 2015.
I think that's right. Yeah, you just celebrated
2015.
10 years last year.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So no, didn't we get married in 2011?
I don't know.
It's on my
I
wall.
really do. It's on your wall in your office?
No, 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 in my bedroom.
Usually it's the husband who forgets.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure we got
I know
married.
Anna was 3.
No, no, no. We were married in 2011 because
Yeah, that would make sense because Anna would have been 3.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, she would have been 2.
Because we
But she was
wanted to
little.
go away for our 10-year anniversary, but we had the twins instead.
Oh,
That's what
so did you
okay.
so you just
So
you'll celebrate 15
celebrate 15
in
in a
July.
couple of months. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So we've been together for 18 years. We've been married for almost 15.
Okay.
So I just think that as you're a teenager and you meet the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with,
Yeah.
it's much different than when you're 37 and you have a house and you have kids and you are doing all these different things.
Mm.
And so it's just the growing, you're growing up and you're growing together all at the same
Mm.
time. So I think our relationship has always been um, a growing experience. I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many different phases of life, and like I said, if you just keep God at the center of your marriage, and you pray together, and you read the Bible together, and you talk to the kids, and you read the Bible with your kids, or devotionals, or whatever your routine is with your kids, or as a family as a whole, as long as you stick to that.
Jess, from your story that I've heard so far, what are just some of those, maybe something that was amazing that you've had with just growing a family, and then maybe a huge learning curve that you had to go through?
I'm so grateful. I really am so grateful for God speaking to my heart and not
Mm.
only me, but Ernie and Connor and Anna. Um, and a lot of the goodness of life I see right now is the opportunity to watch them grow in their faith.
Mm.
Um, you talk about it, you bring them to church, they are with their peers, you pray with them, you read scripture with them. Um, you talk about life and life application, things that happen in their life, and to actually see them working those things out now
Mm.
as, a teenager and a young adult. Um, it's pretty cool. I don't even know. There's not even a word to describe
Mm.
um, the way it makes me feel um, to know that they're walking with the Lord and they're trusting the Lord and whatever it is that comes their way, especially in those hard moments. So I would say that the daily
Yeah.
ins and outs of life, um, even the hard stuff,
Mm.
like even the hard stuff, I've just learned so much about who God is in the hard moments.
Mm.
Losing my brother was really, really hard.
Mm.
9 months before that, he had become clean, and we had such an awesome relationship for 9 months, like
Mm.
nothing we had had before. And he was in sober living, and uh, he had shared with me that he had accepted the Lord.
Mm.
Um, he was clean, and he just had one night where after Bible study, after he talked to his daughter on the phone,
Mm.
he had a weak moment. And the next morning, we found out, unfortunately, on social media
Mm.
that he had passed at his sober living house. And that was tough. That was hard. That was really hard.
Mm.
And that was a huge jumping off point for me, um, as far as learning how to, I don't want to say cope because it's not even coping. Um, because I feel like when you lose somebody close with you, it's just, you're not the same.
Mm.
But I wouldn't trade those 9 months for anything.
Mm.
Um, but I also grew in those moments too. I learned how to process grief.
Mm.
Um, and it's not a one and done thing. And that's something that, it sounds so weird to say, and some people are going to be like, she's crazy. But it allows you the opportunity when you have other people in your life go through grief, to sit down with them
Mm.
and to meet them where they are. Not to like try to put pat answers out there or try to, tell them it's going to be okay, or,
Mm.
um, but just to be there, just to be a listening ear and know that everybody processes it so much differently than everybody else.
Mm.
Um, it just gave me a whole new perspective about, because I'm very good for me, I'm very good about like just dealing with it on my own,
Mm.
or even allowing other people. I think that's kind of how the culture has developed over the years, unfortunately, is like you don't fully grieve when things happen.
Mm.
It's more like, oh, yeah, that happened. You've had a couple of days off now, right back at it.
Yeah.
But a piece of you is totally changed.
Mm.
So I guess it's given me that insight of how to care for other people better.
Mm.
I'm not always good at it, though. I'm still a work in progress here.
Mm.
But just to kind of know that everyone walks a different journey, and to try to care for them in that way, and
Mm.
not try to put them in a box and be like, no, you can't be there. You have to be here. Because life looks different for everybody else. Everybody else has a whole different story than you've had. And
Mm.
so I think that's probably where I grew the most.
Mm.
It sounds so weird,
Mm.
which is like
That's-
one of the most tragic moments in my
Mm.
life. Um, but I learned a lot. I was really good at stuffing it down for a while
Mm.
and just being strong for my family. But I definitely came to head where I had to deal with it. It happened when it happened. It was in April of 2018, and I remember that we were just getting ready to open the campground for the season. So
Mm.
that would have been our first full season. So it was the first time we were turning on the water,
Yeah.
doing all the things that we're supposed to do, testing the water. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, and I didn't have time to process it.
Mm.
Like we did the funeral, we did all the things, and then it was just camp's open, let's
Wow.
go. So come like September,
Yeah.
October, when things slowed down, kind of hit me like a brick wall.
Mm.
And I really had to stop and take the time to actually comprehend
Mm.
what had happened. And it's like the grief cycle almost started all over again.
Mm. This caring for people, wanted to mention this. So we had Connor on the podcast a few weeks ago, which will be already out by the time you guys see this one. But he mentioned a big part of um, kind of who he is today. He credited to you. I really wanted to say that, so you'll know
Thanks.
know ahead of time.
I didn't know Justin was going to be like Oprah Winfrey or something. I need tissues. You're going to make me cry. Geraldo.
Now, I want to shift gears just a little bit to what do you guys do on a daily basis here at Moss Brook Church? What do you guys take care of when people need stuff? They got to know who to go to. What do you guys do?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and put out Pastor Tim and Pastor Mike's cell phone number. So if you need anything,
Link in the
call them.
description.
Yep.
Call
Call them.
call them.
It's different every day,
Okay.
which is kind of what I love about it.
Mm.
I don't know. I guess there's always a lot of emails, lots of questions. Um, there's a lot of chatting, not just like chit chat, just catching up with everybody, but we do that.
But we also have serious chats,
Yeah,
and I think
about
that's how
what's
we work through
next.
a lot
Yeah.
is by like just bouncing ideas off from
hmm
each other and multiple people
Yep.
around.
For me, they're just a huge testimony to who the church is.
Mm.
And I know they always say, the church isn't me. No, I agree. The church is not the two of them,
Right.
and will never sustain a long church life if that's the case. But the two of them working together and instilling those values, like in us and in other people in their small group
Mm.
on a Sunday morning in their children. Um, you definitely see that trickle down, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um,
Mm.
and we have a church body that just cares for one another.
Mm.
Um, so it's never like we're ever having to pull people to do anything. It's
Yeah.
always like people are jumping in and just doing it. We have this culture of people here that are just excited to be part um, of this community, which I think
Mm.
is really cool. Which makes our job really easy
Hmm.
because it's not like we got to find volunteers for this or, we have this coming up and we don't have enough people. It's always like, we have so many people. How are we going to fit them all in? Because they all
But
want to be
there's always a
part.
spot.
Yeah,
There's always
and
a
we
spot.
always fit people
Hmm.
in. There's always a place.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so our day could look like planning, looking ahead.
Mm.
Um, right now we talked about right now media. That's something that's coming up, which is kind of exciting as things come up and us talking it through as a team, us sitting down and listening to a webinar and meeting with somebody about potential small group resources and resources for families and for kids ministry. Um,
Mm.
It's really
yeah,
hard to describe what we do every day because I feel like somebody would be like, "Oh, they work at the church. They must not have a lot to do." But oh my goodness, we're busy.
Mm.
A very good busy.
yeah.
Like Jessica said, every day is so different, and I think that's why it's kind of hard to describe what we do.
Yeah.
Um, I know at any given time, if you walk in my office, I usually have my notebook and it has like a whole big long to-do list. And sometimes it'll be nice and fresh and it will have nothing highlighted. And other times it looks like I've been working on this list like for weeks and weeks and like only half is highlighted and it's half crumpled and whatnot.
Mm.
But every day is really different. I I don't I don't know. There's a bunch of kids ministry programs throughout the week now. So a lot of my time goes into those programs as well as the Sunday mornings. I think right now we have 6 different spaces for kids to go on Sunday mornings. Yes, 6. And so just organizing all of the volunteers, the
Mm.
curriculum where I love the curriculum that we have right now. It's My Answers from Answers in Genesis,
Mm.
and it provides really really great lessons, but it also has great games that connect that application piece for the kids. So just reviewing all those lessons, getting the materials ready for the teachers. I connect base with the teachers every week, connect with the new parents, things like that.
Mm.
So.
My focus right now is more on new people that are coming in the church
'Kay.
and how we get them connected.
Mm.
How do we include them or get them involved in small groups or serving or give them even the information that's available?
Yeah.
And then the other thing to think about too is uh, this church is started from the ground up. So any, you know, policies and procedures and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
or just the basic things you just walk into a company and it's there,
Right.
um, isn't here. So
Yeah.
that's something that we're always like,
Mm.
okay, well, what if this happens? And, um, you know, it's something an employee handbook is another thing. We're adding. It's been Pastor Mike and Pastor Tim for quite some time.
Mm,
Um, we haven't needed, an employee handbook
yeah.
or even thinking about for our volunteers having, you know, even like a code of conduct. I don't even know if that's something that we would do, but it's something that you have in businesses. Those are all things that you think about as you're adding to your team.
Mm,
Um, we have Andrea and now Lisa and um,
Joanne's coming
Joanne's
on.
coming on next week, and then Tom comes on in June.
Yep.
yeah.
These are all things like that we're trying to think ahead and like, okay, how do we handle this? How do we handle that?
Mm,
Job descriptions,
yep.
like we're writing them as they happen.
Mm,
Like, okay, we have this need, and what is this next person going to do? And it's been great because God's been so faithful and not giving it all to us all at once,
mm,
which is kind of cool to watch how everything's kind of happened.
yeah.
Um, I think we would have taken it all at once sometimes because we needed it because it felt like a lot at times, but in a good way.
Mm.
And somehow we always made it work.
What tools are we mainly using for people wondering maybe they have their own church and they want to use some of these to make their life easier?
Planning Center is the primary one, and we use the whole thing.
Okay.
The app, services, groups, people, all we use calendar. Yeah, we use all giving, um, website. Like we use all of those things.
Mm,
I just started looking at Text in Church, and that will pair with Planning Center. It just gives you an easier way to reach out to the church. It's through the church's number, so you can text the church. So we're currently trialing that to see how that's going to work.
okay.
Um, and that helps with like workflows and sending emails and text messages and communication and things of that nature.
I use Planning Center a lot, but I also use the curriculum a lot that I mentioned earlier, the
Okay.
My Answers.
Yep.
I use that a lot. And I really like that. We've been using that for Uh, probably 2.5 years now. And it takes the kiddos through the Bible in a chronological order in 4 years.
Okay.
It will take our kids a little bit longer because I like to pause and do different lessons at Christmas and different lessons at
Mm,
Easter.
okay.
We have our summer fun days. We have Bible bucks parties. So all of those are really important, I feel like. And so I'm willing to have the curriculum not be completed in 4 years. And it will probably be around 5 years for
Mm,
the kids. So if they're here from the time they're around 2 to 6th grade, hopefully they can get through almost the whole curriculum twice.
mm,
And
okay.
we purchase different levels. So the 4-year-olds will be learning the same lesson as the 12-year-olds, but at a different level. So I like it. So if parents want to go home and talk to their kids about what they learned, hopefully the 4-year-old and the 12-year-old saying about the same thing, but just at different levels. So I really like it for that,
Mm,
for the family connection part.
mm. Talia, you're gonna be mad at me for the amount of descriptions we're gonna have in this video. Okay, we'll put Planning Center in the description of the video. Was it my message that you were
My answers.
my my answers
My answers.
were we'll also put that in the description for anyone who's looking to use that for church. Now, this will be out in a month? While? 5
We got
weeks?
a
Okay.
backlog
Let's just say this
and
comes out, let's
vacation
just say
coming.
this comes out like the second week of May.
Okay.
What events are happening
Oh yeah.
in the future, like June, July, August?
So Vacation Bible School last year was so much fun. It was our first Vacation Bible School last year. This year it's going to be Parables of Love from Jesus Above is
Okay.
the theme.
Yep.
And that's when you'll put on your inflatable heart
Heart
costume,
costume,
Justin.
yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Um, And so, yeah, no, we have some really fun games planned. We have the monologues all ready to go. Joanne did a wonderful job at that. Dean's been making the Amazon list so we can start ordering things off Amazon. And Chantrell she's the builder. So she has this really cool, like, balloon arch idea that she will pull off. I know she will because she's great at that. So there's been a team of 4 of us that have been working really hard over the last few months to get the ideas up and going. So,
Yeah,
yep, that's coming right
that's the
around the
next big
corner.
one.
Sign up.
Yep. Yep. Sign up on the app or the email
Our
or
space is limited.
we're planning for around 60 kids.
Okay,
We will take more if we get more.
awesome.
Last year we had around 50 to 55 on depending on the night.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this year we'll probably hover around 60. That's what we're planning on. But if we need to prep more for crafts, we're happy to prep more.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Do we have Theology 101, which will be done way by
That
the
will
be
time this comes
done.
out, but do we have a 202 coming up? Is that planned?
Next, I don't know if it's next, but this summer,
Okay.
July, um, Pastor Mike's going to do a First Peter study
Oh, cool.
on Monday evening, 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
Which I think that will be really good. Usually, a lot of the small groups take the summer break
Yep.
off because summer is so short in the state of Maine.
Yep.
Um, so while small groups are on break, this gives another opportunity if you want to be in on a class. This is the one.
This is the
This
one.
is the one to check out.
Okay.
Yeah. What else do we have going on? May and June, it looks like we're going to have 2 family dedications.
Okay.
That's coming out in the next day or so.
Family
That-
dedications.
Yeah.
What does this stand for?
Yeah. So family dedications is a brand new thing for me. And
Okay.
actually, I really for Moss Brook, we've only done 1 or 2.
Okay.
I remember us doing 1 at the high school. So from my understanding,
Yep.
a family dedication is if there is a relatively new baby. We're kind of using 2 as new baby.
Okay.
It's an opportunity for them to commit to raising their son or daughter, um, you know, teaching them about Jesus,
Mm.
raising them in the church. It gives our church an opportunity to pray for them
Okay.
and commit to supporting their family.
Yep.
And we have the teens heading off to Word of Life
Yes.
in July,
Oh, yeah.
which is always exciting. So I guarantee they're going to be looking for drivers.
Yep. They will be.
So that's a great opportunity to take a couple of teenagers out to Scroon Lake, New York. It's a beautiful drive out there.
Mm.
In August, we're having the fast car event. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but
Okay.
it's where
is this event?
we're gonna clear out the entire sanctuary, and there's gonna be like a big matchbox car track being built.
Okay.
Um, and then kids get the opportunity to like bring their own cars and to race them.
Mm.
And then they stop the races and they preach the gospel message. And I believe that's coming from Word of Life and
Okay.
like this team is. And then we start the race back up and see who wins. So it seems like it's going to be a really good time. We've never done this event here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that will entail. So
We should do a massive indoor RC track.
Oh, yeah.
Although we probably need the ones I don't think of, we would need to protect the walls in case.
we can do that. We can figure
Some
something out.
mats. We'll get some mats on the walls.
A few rapid fire questions for you, all right?
Okay.
Here we go. If the church office had a reality show name, what would it be? And now, I know I said rapid fire. You can think for a minute on this one.
What a reality show.
TV. I have 4 kids.
Survivor.
I don't know. That'd be from my life. I don't know because I don't really
don't know
watch
what's
a
out
lot
there?
of shows. Occasionally, I'll watch Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Okay.
It's not Judge Judy. That is not the name of our reality show.
But that's just the one show that I watch sometimes.
Oh, my
If you
word.
use a real world, it could be like, okay, that's aging myself, of course. Have you seen the real world?
Oh,
I've
on
heard of it. I have heard of it. Here's
Yeah.
the thing.
That was on when I was in high school.
Oh, I know. But so you're familiar with the real world.
I've heard, yes. Yes. I don't think I've ever watched it, but I am
Yeah.
familiar with.
I mean, it's nowadays Like it was good in the beginning, and then it got
Oh.
real trashy pretty fast. So you probably don't want to watch it, but
Who is most likely to accidentally double book something?
Andrea,
Yeah.
and I'm usually the one to catch it.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But she catches some things of mine too.
We're good.
We're a team effort.
Big
Yeah.
all right, all right. If you swapped roles for a day, what would go wrong first?
No. Just no. I can't tell you how many times I'm
On a
like,
Sunday?
how many times I'm like, kids ministry, I'm so grateful is not my gift. Like, it's just not. That's how I started. I originally started as a kids ministry teacher.
That's right.
I was Anna's kids ministry
at the high
teacher.
school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love kids.
Yeah.
I'm like the teacher piece in me isn't there.
Okay.
And Andrea, she's just good. She's good with the kids. She's good with the parents. She's good with the volunteers.
But you have all that administrative stuff that I just can't. My head does not work like that.
Yeah, when it comes down to the database and trying to break it down
Yes,
for you.
I still need Jessica's help on that stuff, and I've been in this.
So what would go wrong? Well, there would be kids in the wrong classrooms. I would probably invite their parents in. I'm sure somebody will have colored on the wall.
I'd probably.
I wouldn't even bother with the check-in procedure, probably. Just be like, write name tags and stick them on the
Here
kid.
you guys go. I would probably end up being the one that sent a text message to the entire database instead of like just like 50 people. That would be me if I had to take Jessica's
fair.
job over for a day. Or like the emails, like when she's gone and I help out with the emails, sending the emails. I'm constantly on the phone with Crystal, being like, Crystal, did you check this? Crystal, test this one again. Crystal, Crystal, Crystal. Because it is a little nerve wracking for me to send an email to like 13 or 1,500 people. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how, like, there's a lot that it tells you the number.
Yeah.
So I would be that person that accidentally sends like a text message or an email to everybody when I wanted it just to go to like the parents. So,
Got it.
yeah. Ugh. Let's not switch roles.
No, I think that's a bad idea.
Who's more likely to curb a wheel?
Probably Jessica.
No way. Have you seen your van? You're like, oh yeah, I just hit that.
Okay, I've also been in your car in Portland and you go right up over the curb.
I did?
Yeah.
Where were we?
Somewhere in Portland. I might have the little like
Oh, yeah,
scratch
yeah, yeah.
marks on my car. That could be from the car
I have
wash.
hit. Oh my goodness. I did crank the wheel so much. We were at a baseball game. It was like Connor's senior year. And for whatever reason, somebody had put big rocks like along the side of the exit,
Oh, yeah.
but I didn't see them. And really, I think there was just one or two, and it was low enough that I couldn't see it. And I just cut it hard, and that wasn't good.
I do have a scratch on
That
my van
wasn't
because I've done that at Walmart before with the pole.
Man.
Walmart
You hit the
pole.
Walmart pole?
Not the one in Auburn. Not the one in Auburn. The one
The
at the
Oxford one?
Oxford to go. And I think it's
Oh,
parking.
yeah, we had this conversation the
Parking
other day.
space number 3, I think it is. I do not park there because you go to back out and there's a pole right there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you almost hit it, or I did kind of
Almost?
You did
just
kinda hit it.
scratch it, just a little
You're not
tiny
gonna
bit.
you're not gonna put this on because I don't think our husbands
I was
would
gonna
be
say,
very
does
happy
Andrew know
about
this?
some of these
Well,
things.
there's a scratch.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
He
why
knows
she can't drive his truck.
Yeah, I don't. I
Oh.
cannot drive his truck. I don't want to drive the truck. I
Jessica,
don't think
that's why
I
they call
can
them
drive the truck
accidents.
because it's like an insurance
True.
thing.
More serious question for you. What would you say to someone who feels called to serve but is hesitant?
Do it.
Hmm.
Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it.
I would say if you're hesitant because you think you need to be a certain person or you need to be, know so many things about the
Mm.
Bible or you need to have been coming to church for a year or something like that, don't go there.
Hmm.
Don't go there. It's a great opportunity to meet new people, to
Mhm.
start getting connected within the church, to be part of this awesome community that we have here.
Mm.
And all of the areas to serve. Like if you're thinking, the other thing is like, I don't know what my gift is. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily know any. I mean, I started in kids ministry. I just start,
Yeah.
just start somewhere, something that might interest you. Even I mean, we have so many different things you can do here. You know,
Mm.
you can help serve food in the mornings on a Sunday. You could, if you don't want to come in on a Sunday, and that seems um, a little scary because we have a good number of people that are coming to church on Sunday mornings.
Mm.
You could start as a greeter on a Saturday night where we
Yeah.
have, 80 people, or help with the senior food boxes on the second Wednesday.
Mm.
Meeting with some of the 62 and older folks that need a little extra help.
Well, Jess, Andrea, thank you so much for coming on the So What's the Point podcast. This is awesome to have you on and just talk through some of the things you're doing in the church, how you got to where you are today. For everyone watching at home, I don't know where you're watching, but if you're on YouTube, go hit that subscribe button. It's black now. I know if you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell pops up. You can hit that too so you never miss an episode. Also remember to like the video, and we'll see you next time.